One day, Percy puffed up to the signal box near Kelsthorpe Road with trucks of fish from the harbour of Kirk Ronan. While he waited, Percy could hear Gordon's whistle in the distance. Express coming through! Oh, it's good to be back.
Ew, I say! Cried Queen Mary. What a noise!
Gordon is always like that whenever he pulls the express. Although I wonder why Pip and Emma aren't pulling it today. Emily, do you know anything about Gordon pulling the express today? Well, I heard from my driver that Pip has had a failure, and she needed to be repaired. Seems that Gordon was the only engine available to do the job today. Anyway, why? Just checking. You know, seeing Gordon take over the express reminds me of the time that I pulled the express for him. Was that when you were pulling it with Thomas and Duck? No, the time Dowager Hatt oversaw the railway. Remember? Oh, yes, sighed Emily sadly. How can I forget that? Yes, while Gordon was away doing your job, I was told to take the express. I was very willing and eager to do such an important job, that is up until I found out just what it takes to pull the express. You know, after all these years, I never heard about your job with the express. I've got a bit of time before I depart back to Kirk Ronan. Alright, replied Percy. So this was the story about Percy and the express. While Sir Charles Topham Hatt was away sick, Dowager Hatt, his mother, was looking after the railway for the day. She thought she was running the railway quite smoothly, but really she had been causing confusion and delay. As Emily and Duck were away running Thomas's branch line, Percy was a bit concerned about his job. "Mom," he called, "with Duck doing my goods work and shunting on Thomas's branch line, what's my job?" Dowager Hatt pondered. Then she had an idea. "Not to worry, Percy." "Not to worry, Perry. You'll pull the express." "The express? But that's Gordon's job," cried Percy. "Yes, but Gerald is off with the scrap. Now, little Perry, chop chop. The express can't wait." Just then, Henry pulled into the station. "Ah, Harrod, please shunt Perry's express coaches. There's a good engine." "Me? Shunt? That's not for an engine like me." "Howard," Dowager Hatt said sternly. "Oh, on second thought, yes." Percy couldn't help but laugh. "Come along, Henry, fetch my coaches for me, please. There's a good engine," he said cheekily. Henry just huffed away. Percy felt very important indeed, I get to pull one of the most important trains on all the island.
His crew, however, thought differently. You are a bit small to pull a train like this, remarked the driver.
I pulled at express coaches before, back when I was a station pilot here. How hard can it be? Besides, it's Dowager Hatt's orders.
His driver sighed at Percy's aloof naivety and waited for Henry to arrive with the coaches.
Express coming through,
he chuckled. At first, Percy found it rather easy. But as time went on, he began to feel hot and bothered.
I need water,
he huffed. Luckily, they reached Wellsworth, which had a water tower. Percy was relieved. Coaches were cross.
Oh, why did we stop? Our passengers are going to be late at this rate.
We're already behind schedule.
Why on earth did Dowager Hatt place a small engine in charge of this kind of work, when only a tender engine like Gordon, Henry, or James are capable of doing this?
Percy overheard them. Are you sure you want to go further, Percy? Asked his driver, who was still concerned.
Yes,
Percy replied determinedly.
We've gotten this far, and we're going to take this train all the way to Barrow.
Once Percy was filled to the brim with water, he puffed away. But he wasn't aware of the upcoming challenge of conquering Gordon's Hill with a heavy train. As they puffed nearer and nearer, Percy could feel the drag of the heavy coaches.
I could do it. I could do it,
he huffed. But as he neared the crest, he couldn't hold on any longer. He could feel the strain on one of the couplings. Suddenly...
Hey! It's all easier now.
Yeah, because our coaches are rolling down the hill.
What? Cried Percy. We better catch them!
Hurry! 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 Cried the little green engine. The signalman at Wellsworth saw the coaches coming and warned the station master about the runaway. As the coaches rolled through the station staff yelled at the passengers to move back for safety. As the coaches passed, Percy ran right through the station whistling frantically. The signalman telephoned the station master at Crosby and told him about the runaway. Meanwhile, Salty was hauling trucks of stone to Wellsworth. As he was passing Crosby, he saw the station master calling out to him.
Ahoy there, Captain! What's the problem?
Then the station master told Salty about the express coaches.
Oh dear! What can we do, Captain?
Can we use one of the slate slabs from your trucks to stop the runaway, please?
These stones are for Wellsworth. But we can't allow this runaway to continue with passengers still on board.
A slab was taken from one of Salty's trucks to block the line. Salty then quickly moved out of the way when the job was done. The station master then looked towards the line and saw the express coaches coming towards them. "Out of the way now!" he cried. Salty, the station master, and the workmen cheered with delight. So did the passengers and coaches. Percy bustled in.
"Oh, thank goodness," he puffed with relief. "Thank you."
Later, the emergency services arrived to check on the passengers and the coaches were being inspected. They saw that the coupling on the first carriage had indeed been snapped completely off. Luckily, there was an extra express coach in one of the sidings near the station, and after some shunting around, Percy placed the new coach onto his consist. Percy was feeling sad about what had happened.
"I'm really sorry for all this trouble."
"It was an accident, Percy," soothed his driver. "But I do think you had too much bravado and let it all go to your head just because Dowager Hatt ordered you to take the express when we both know you're simply not suited to such a train." Percy agreed. With all the rescue work done, Percy puffed on his way again. But this time...
"Gordon!"
cried Percy.
"What are you doing here? I thought you were taking Emily's scrap trains."
"I was. But Dowager Hatt is placing everyone back onto their original jobs thanks to a little help from Emily."
"Oh, good. Now I could go back to my goods trains."
"Indeed. And I heard all about your time with the express train today. You did well to get as far as Wellsworth despite the near collision, that is. Well done, Percy." Gordon changed tracks and was coupled up to Percy and pulled him as far as Wellsworth. Then Percy went to the water tower for another drink while Gordon puffed away with the express. Percy returned to his goods work on Thomas's branch line and he was happy to be back doing his old job again.
"Aye, that day was rather crazy."
"Yes," agreed Percy.
"Would you ever pull the express again?"
"Not for a very long time," laughed Percy.
"Well, I better start shunting off for my return trip. Bye, Percy, and thanks for sharing the story." "No problem."
As Percy's trucks were being unloaded, he saw Gordon again passing through the station.
"Express coming through."